Yeah, my name is Olaide Oladipupo. I'm the CEO and co-founder for Toju. Um, before I started Toju, I was actually a CEO of the microfinance. So we give out loans to market women, and we also collect savings from them. So we have agent that goes to the market every day collecting cash deposits from the market people. So, but there is something that all the record is actually manual. So they used pen and paper. So most of the time, it's always difficult for us to even trace the customer account. We have to open a lot of sheets of book trying to find their record and all those stuff. So, and in 2019, so I was among the 12 people that was selected by ASEAN Venture Lab. So it's an incubator. It's like a 6 stage, 3 months incubator. So I'm among these 12 entrepreneur that was actually selected. So they actually asked us to pair with each other and form a complaint. So they are to incubate us in the program. So at the end of the day, I actually co-founded Toju with Adiola. So it was actually my co-founder then. So what we are trying to do right now is to actually digitize the bank for the unbanked. So there are a lot of microfinance, there are a lot of cooperatives, there are a lot of thrift collector agents. And the funny aspect is that they still do manual record, even up to now, something that they have been doing for about 300 years ago. You still find out that most of their transactions is still manual. So what we have done is to actually digitize those process that they are doing. So Toju is actually a record management platform for thrift collector, cooperatives, microfinance institutions, and what have you. So after digitizing this record, we'll find out a lot of, we are able to get a lot of insights. For example, now we are able to know how much a particular pepper seller in a particular market in Akure, how much is his savings on every daily basis to a microfinance. We are able to know what is the total number of barbers that is in a particular location in Akure. So we are able to get a lot of data. And based on this data, outside that, we're able to know, okay, this particular pepper seller in Ocha upper market, how many agents is he saving with every day? How much is he saving? How much is he making every day? How much is the loan that is actually collecting from other agents every day? So we're able to have access to all this information, and this is able to inform us to be able to make the right decision when a loan when the customer actually requests for loan. So what we are doing in essence is that we are trying to connect all these informal financial service provider. We're able to connect them together, and at the end of the day, we're able to translate all the record into formal financial settings. So now, based on the record that we generated, you now see that banks are now partnering up with us. Other financial institutions are now partnering up with us to be able to give out credits to this customer, because based on our platform now, we're able to know Mommy Roots that is selling pepper in the market. We're able to know how much is saving every day. And whenever Mommy Roots need loan, we're able to now connect Mommy Roots to a formal financial service like bank to be able to lend to the Mommy Roots. And with that, we'll be able to power a lot of loans to all these market women through our platform. So we don't give out the loan, but our platform is our platform is more or less like a connector between these Mommy Roots and the bank. So from our platform, the bank can be able to lend to people like Mommy Roots. So through our platform, so we just charge a commission on all those transactions. So that's basically what we do at Toju. Yeah, they pretty much because when we actually started, we started from Akure. So we're able to partner up with the Association of a thrift collector in Akure. So they have an association, and at least they have close to about 150 members. All these thrift collector that goes out collecting cash deposits in Akure. So when we started, what we told them was um, you have a lot of defaults. And the reason for those defaults is because whenever you want to give loans to a customer, you will not know whether Mommy Ruth has also collected loan from another person. You will know how many trips collector has given Mommy Ruth loan. So you will just give loans. It's even possible that Mommy Ruth is actually collecting loan from you to be able to pay another agent. So, but if there is a kind of connector that lets you know if Mommy Ruth has collected loan from other agents, then if you have something like a kind of credit search that lets you know, okay, whenever you want to give Mommy Ruth loan, as Mommy Ruth collected loan from another agent, then it is actually going to save you, because a lot of all these customers, they don't know what it means by over indebtedness. Because what they just do is that once they have opportunity to collect loan, they don't want to know, they don't want to care whether the loan is going to serve them or not. You just see them that they will just take it. And the more you now find out that the more they collect loan, the more they are like the more you give them loan, the more you find out that what they are doing in their shops, the more the goods in the shop keep on reducing, because they've hold a lot of people. So what we did was to actually start with Akure. We were able to onboard the different agents. So we're able to onboard them on our platform. So by so doing, when you want to give a customer loan, so we first started with a group, a WhatsApp groups. So all the agents in a particular area, we form them in a particular group. You understand? That's the manual process before we digitize that process. So we gather them in the group. So what you do is that when you want to give a particular customer money, you just send the details of that customer inside the group, WhatsApp groups. And all the other agents that are also banking that customer, they can be able to say, well, this person still owe me this so amount of money. She has not finished paying her money and all those stuff. So once they said all those things, then it's easy for you to now be able to know if you still want to continue to give loans to that customer, or if you actually want to if you actually want to wait for some time for that customer to be able to clear the other loan. So this actually gives them a lot of knowledge, a lot of insight into how they actually learn to the market women. So later on, we actually partner up with Zenith Bank also, which we actually did some kind of awareness in the market for this trips local or trips collector. We actually do a kind of an awareness for them through Zenith Bank, and with that, they are able to trust what we do. And later on, we got to the point where we have a lot of data coming from them. We are able to know, okay, this particular market woman selling pepper in a particular market, this is how much turnover is able to make on every daily basis, every month. Then, because we are not a lending company, but these agents are on our platform and we have access to their record, we are able to share the record with former financial institutions like the bank. So they are able to lend to the agents to lend to their customers. So they lend to the agents to lend, and this before now, agents doesn't collect loan from the bank. They doesn't have access for liquidity from the bank. So most of all these mobile agents, there is no way where a bank will actually lend to them. But using our platform, we have commercial bank, we have microfinance bank that is actually lending to these agents from our platform, which is something that they are not able to do before now. So that was what's actually, before you know it, we started having some other agents telling themselves, we started having referral, and that was how we actually grew in Akure. Currently, right now, we are just trying to expand, because recently now we raised a kind of seed from ARM, the same ARM pension. So, which we are trying to actually expand our operation to Akure and Ibadan currently. So, by so doing, currently now we are partnering up with two microfinance bank and one commercial bank, which is Zenith Bank currently now. So, but as time goes on, when we are able to, because right now what we have been doing all this time is to actually validate our business model. So now what we are trying to do right now is to actually grow outside Akure. So by so doing, then we can start getting more other former partnership, former institution partnership. Currently, right now, we are powering about 200 agents. So, but before mid next year, we are hoping, because we already signed an MOU with the Association of Non-Bank Financial Institutions of Nigeria, AMFIN. So, which we are actually having about 5,000 agents in the pipeline already. So, why we have not been able to access them, because we've signed the MOU now, is going to close to close to 6 months now. But it is because of finance that we are still that we are waiting for. That was the reason why we cannot be able. Right now, we should be able to start by January. Now, we should be able to start onboarding those 5,000 agents. So from now to around half next year, mid next year, we should be looking around 5,000 agents. So yeah, we don't have direct competitor, but we have indirect competitor. So like companies like Bankley, companies like Bankley, companies like Ajocard, they are like our indirect competitor. You understand? So because why they create new agents, why they create new agency network, we leverage on the existing agents. So like right now, we have access to 200 agents on our platform, but yet we don't have a single agent. So we leverage on our existing agents. So we leverage on existing agents. Why the other competitor, what they do is they actually create their own agents. So they have their own agent that they send into the market, collecting cash deposit from the market and all those services. But we leverage on the existing agents. The number one challenge that we're actually facing is most of these agents, because this system is more or less like a traditional system of banking. So yeah, it's like a traditional system of banking, and most of them are not. Most of these agents are like old people. You understand? They are like old people that majority of them doesn't know how to even operate mobile phones or operate mobile devices. So, and what we are creating is a digital platform. We don't want them to do away with their pen and paper. So, we want them to do away with their pen and paper. So that is what we are actually using. So, because of that, we are able to start also working with a POS agent now. Even apart from all these thrift collectors, we are now working with the POS agent also now. So a POS agent can run, they can continue doing what they have been doing, transferring, withdrawing for people. They can do all that of things. And now we are now embedding, we are now giving them an additional source of income, like collecting a job. So what happened is that instead of an agent going from place to place collecting cash from market women, the market women or the businesses around the POS shop can easily walk up to the POS and store their money with the POS agents. So the POS agent doesn't have to move around. So all he needs to do is to just have an advert that says that he's now collecting a job. So people around can easily come, businesses around can easily come into the POS and just come and store their money. So their mobile number is more or less like their account number. And the beauty of this is that before now, if something happens to your agent, your money is gone. If maybe your agent travels, or maybe he's sick, or maybe he or she died, or something happens to that agent, whatever money that you have stored with that agent, it is gone. You have to see that agent for you to access your money. But what we have done right now with Toju is that even though you are storing with your money with a particular agent, if the agent is no longer accessible, you can easily walk up to another agent, another POS agent, and access your money, because your mobile number is like your account number with Toju. So whether you are storing your money with a particular agent that comes to your place every day, you don't have to see that agent to access your money. You can still go to another agent to go and access your money. So this is something that people that are doing our job, they have not been benefiting from. Before now, if they didn't see their agents, they cannot withdraw. Even if their agents, if it takes 1 month for their agent to come back to work, they will have to wait for that 1 month. So, but now we have passed that. So whether you see your agent or you didn't see your agent, you can still access your funds from any other agent. Yeah. So I think, fortunately for us, although to some extent we are still trying to look at the implications for the market women, the new policies that says that cash withdrawal that actually puts a limit to cash withdrawal, we actually favor us. Like we actually favor us because right now, many people are actually going to be dealing with transfers. You understand what I'm trying to say? They are going to, even if they need to pay, they will have to pay with what they have. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, and I think right now, because of the fact that you can store your money somewhere, you can go somewhere else to access your money. You understand? If we're able to network this in a particular market, yeah, the way they actually pay themselves in the market might actually be Toju. So, because you don't have to withdraw your money, all you just need to do is the money that you have stored with a particular agent, you can use it to pay for another service, goods and services around the market. And you can also make transfers. Even if you don't have the knowledge, you can easily walk up to any POS shop around you and they can transfer the money from your Toju account to any bank account that you want to make transfer to. So I think the policy is actually going to and I think outside this one, I think the cashless policy, Nigeria cashless policy is something that will actually favor us also. But we don't still know what is going to be the impact of this policy to the end user, to the market woman, to the market woman. But for an age for I think transfer aspect now, people will do more transfer right now than cash because if you go to bank, if they tell you that the total amount of money that you can withdraw is about 100,000 naira within 1 week, just 1 week, you are able to withdraw 100,000 naira. That is about maybe 14,000 naira thereabouts every day. That's the maximum you can do. So there are times you will need more than that to be able to do your day-to-day operations. So I think that's where we'll be able to have a lot of advantage. That's so.
Okay.
So the motivating factor is just that it is actually interesting. It is interesting because of um, uh, most of this way of banking. You understand? It has been existing for almost about 300 years ago. People have been doing that job for a long period of time, and you find out that they are actually much more comfortable using this medium. So even though many people call them on bank, we don't actually call them on bank because even though it's not actually a formal way of banking, they have this particular way of banking that they are actually used to. You understand what I'm trying to say? Where before now, we find out that maybe during the olden days, our mother, they will actually keep their money under the bed. Anything that they are selling, they put it under the bed because that is where they see as a way where they can store the money. But somebody that is actually selling goods and services and they are always at their shop, they don't have the time to actually go to a bank. In fact, they believe that it is very, very expensive because apart from the transport that they will have to take to the bank, they still have to queue to be able to make deposits. And how much are they even depositing every day? The total amount, some of them maybe 5,000, maybe 10,000. That's total that they actually make in a day. Even some even make as low as maybe 2,000 or 500 naira every day. We they have to be taking 500 naira or 1,000 naira every day to the bank. So they are much more comfortable that they are in their shop and somebody, a mobile collector, actually comes to them and collect the cash from them. So the system of banking is actually, this system of banking is actually it is very, very interesting, because the kind of market share, even what these are the people that actually add to our economy, because this is where all the transaction, if you are a government worker, if you are a private worker, irrespective of wherever you are still going to the market to make a purchase. You are still going there to buy things. That means everything is still actually going back to that place. So it's very, very, it is very, very challenging, but I feel if we are able to crack it and we are able to find a way where we translate all these informal method of banking, we translate it and let these people to be able to have access to formal financial service like loan, like insurance, and some other financial products. I think it will actually go a long way, because right now, even though these people store their money every day to their agents, they still could not have access to loan. They still could not have access to loan because of the manual way of their record. You understand? We, even in our platform now, we have a baba that is storing nothing less than 10,000 naira every day. Even there are some works that many people will just commonize. They will feel that they don't make a lot. But when you see what is the kind of how this person is actually banking on every day, how much is actually storing every day, you now be wondering that, but this is just ordinary Babi now. How is it possible for a barber to be making 15,000, 20,000 naira every day and be storing it every day? So it's very, very simple. But these are the people that if they should go to bank that they want to collect loan, the bank will never give them loan, because they will be like, what are they doing? They say Baba. They will just commonize them that is you are a Baba. Then they won't be able to give them loan, because there is no record for all those 15,000 that is storing. So what we are trying to do right now is to now see how all this record, how can we digitize this record? And when we digitize this record, how do we share this record with a formal financial service, so that the formal financial service can now be able to see this record and be able to grant this Baba whatever he or she needs to actually power his business. And I think we're already doing that.
My child, I wish you both.
A role model. So current right now, I would say my role model is actually Jim Javier. So I would say it's that is actually my role model.
That you prosper, but when you look around it,
I think the what we are trying to work on is that there are a lot of this system of banking, this traditional mode of banking is not a problem of Nigeria alone. You understand? It's a problem of Africa, because this mode of how will I put it? This mode of transaction is actually common in Africa. You understand? So we have a lot of countries in Africa that actually use this kind of model, this same model, whereby somebody goes out collecting cash deposit from the market to me. So I think our how will I put it? Our purpose is to actually digitize this process. So even outside Nigeria. So it's an Africa problem. Let me put it that way. It's more or less like an Africa problem. It's a system of banking in Africa. It's a traditional system of banking in Africa that we are trying to um, bring them into a formal financial uh, system, like a formal, as in we want to actually translate them into formal state, because currently now they are like an informal banking kind of model.
all the successful people in history, they are all
So
great.
personally, I think I can't blame them. You understand what I'm trying to say? I can't blame them, but what I used to tell people, because I've also been opportune to actually represent Nigeria in some other countries, some of these countries. So I think last year or thereabout, I was still at Paris. That was France. So the thing is, what I see is that I see that there is a lot of opportunity in Nigeria. Let me put it that way. So that is the reason why, if it's not about security, if the reason is not about security, personally, I don't see the reason why majority of our youths actually japa, to be honest. If the problem is not security, because I feel there are a lot of things to do. There are a lot of things to solve. There are a lot of problems that we could easily solve here, which abroad, it's those problems have already been solved. You understand? Maybe about 20 years or 30 years ago, it has been solved. So most of the things that you say you still want to start thinking about, they are already thinking about electric cars. They are already thinking about Mars. They are already thinking about all these complicated things. Whereas we here, there are a lot of things like it's just for us to be able to look at, okay, 30 years of America, 30 years in America, where are they? And try to now look at how do they how did they get to where they are now from that 30 years? Then a lot of opportunities, a lot of things will start popping out. A lot of things that you can do. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because things that you can do here in Africa, things you can do here in Nigeria, if you go over there and you start doing it, you just be like, like it will be strange because they will feel that what year are you living on? Like we've done this thing for maybe like far back as 10 years ago, far back as 15 years ago, thereabout. So I think there is a lot of opportunity here, and I still feel uh the government should also encourage us. So I feel the government should also encourage us. You understand? But people like me, which I have some other friends like that also, that also believe that there is so much opportunity here, and that's one of the reasons why we are not thinking of actually Japa. We are thinking of how can we actually help the system. Although it's not very easy. It's not very easy, but if you have gone over there, you've like maybe you've went to maybe US, you've went to UK, you've been to some other places, maybe like Dubai and some other places, and you come here, you will know that there are if your motive is not about security, there are a lot of things that you could have easily do here, like you could have easily do here. So, and lastly, why I still have so much, why I'm so much bullish about this idea is the fact that if you look at people like maybe Jimovia, or you look like people like Dangote, or you look at people like Otedola, even as thinkly rich as these people are, even though I believe they should have some business outside the country, they should have it abroad, but you still find out that majority of what is generating their revenue for them is still Africa. So majority of even though they have the capacity to just say okay today they want to carry all their family, all their even all the indirect family that they want to take them to America. It's possible that they will just get a plane, they will just load every one of them there and they will just go. But you should now wonder why, even with the fact that they have this opportunity, why is it that they are still here? Why are they still operating here? Why is it that maybe like 60 or 70% of their business, why is still here in Africa? Then that should be able to tell you that there is a lot of opportunity here. That is only some people that are able to see it. And if you're able to see it and you're able to walk through it, I think the sky is not even the limit.
Great readers, you see they read and they work hard.
I think if you are going to be if you want to be an entrepreneur and the only thing that you are so focused on is the money that is there, I think there will be an issue because we've seen people like Elon Musk that will just say, okay, I start a cream company, and in the next 1 or 2 days of selling the cream, I've made this also millions of dollars, and you are like, wow. Before you know it, you rush into an entrepreneur. It's not as easy as that. So I think the advice that I'm actually going to give them is that they should do whatever they feel they have passion in. Like they should work on things that deals with their passion. So everybody doesn't have to be a designer, everybody doesn't have to be a programmer, everybody doesn't have to be a musician. My own is irrespective of whatever you want to do. First, do things that has to do with your passion. You understand? So that when the going is not good, at least you will always find a kind of happiness in what you do. Sometimes you might not even have much, you might not even have anything, but the fact that you are doing what you feel like doing, so you yourself, you will not just know where the happiness is actually coming from, because entrepreneur is not something that you just start today and before you know it, by next week you're already a millionaire. It's something that it actually takes passion. That's actually take focus. It actually take passion, take focus. It takes you to be dedicated. You understand? But at the end of the day, when all those things is there, definitely you actually get to, even you can even get above your expectation. But I think the first thing that you as an entrepreneur, the first thing that you should have is passion. Like is to actually go with your passion. Like is to do something that has to do with your passion, so that when things are not even working out, you won't have any kind of regrets, and you can still, because it's your passion, you can still keep on pushing, putting more energy, and at the end of the day, you can actually break uh, whatever bound that's actually been set by any of all these bad factors like limitations and policies and some other stuff.
Children of nowadays, you like things to go easy for you.
So I think you've already said it. I think one of the things is that I would love people to actually discuss is, number one, how do we solve this issue of this chapa that you actually talk about? Because when you find out that majority of the people that are people that should be in the position of actually helping us, when you find out that they are all living, you understand, you look around you, and within a day or 2 days, you've seen that maybe about 50 people around you already, they already traveled. So you will now wonder, you will now ask yourself that if everybody that has knowledge about a particular field, everybody that should have been better in actually helping the country, you understand, or helping our growth, even people that normally they've not actually gotten to their potential, but in about 2, 3, 4, 5 years, they should actually get to the potential where they will be in one key aspect of the country, maybe energy aspect or one aspect of the company. But they did not even reach their potential before they have the opportunity to just travel out. And before you know it, they just travel. So we should just find a way to actually track this, because I'm not actually even happy when people actually move in droves. You understand? So it's not there's no harm in actually having people travel. You understand? But when it's now get to the point where everyone in the country just want to go, everybody with any kind of talent, they just want to go, they just want to live. And once they go, who are the people that are going to be driving the economy of Nigeria? So that is where we have to start seeing how we can work on this. Maybe through maybe government policies, through uh, the kind of provisions that we actually even have for talent kind of people. So I think we should just try to look at it and see how we work around it. So and I think that's one of the things that I will actually want us to actually discuss at the event. So
And I don't know when you read, you go about all day.
so I think for now, the only thing I would just say is that what we have in mind, whatever we want to do. So I think the first thing that we should just have in our mind is dedication. Like once we have that dedication, then there is nothing that will be very difficult for us to achieve. So we should just have to have that mindset, a dedication kind of mindset, that okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to achieve, and you just place your mind on it and you work along the way, no matter how bad, how good the road is, until you get to your destination.
Pressing your phones, and I don't know how you passed your examination. Yeah. Ọmọ ṣe ìwé rẹ ló kà yẹn. 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 Ọmọ ṣe ìwé rẹ ló kà yẹn.
Of course, I read and do all my reading on my phone. Down from the time when man was breaking stones and hunting games, things have continued to be easier. Easy does it that. All those books are now in e-copies, soft copies, easy to read and download. Is it not just to be rich? I know tomorrow will be easier than today.
You mean Facebook is your book? Ọmọ ṣe ìwé rẹ ló kà